Today, we're breaking down some major policy moves from President Trump's new term. We're going to talk about 7 big topics that are shaking up both domestic and international affairs. Trump's aggressive trade moves and the new tariffs on imports. His push to force Canada to become the 51st state. The mass deportation of illegal migrants. The 90-day freeze on U.S. foreign aid programs. The decision to pull out of key international organizations. The America First Trade Policy Memorandum and what it means. His message to Israel about taking over Gaza and telling Palestinians to evacuate to Egypt and Jordan. Before anything, please subscribe and like the video. Let's jump right in. Trump's trade moves and tariffs. First up, tariffs. Big ones. Like 25% on everything from Canada and Mexico, big. And 10% on China. Trump says it's about stopping fentanyl smuggling and illegal immigration. But here's the kicker. He's using national security as the reason. Critics are calling it economic malpractice. But Trump's like, pain? Maybe. But America first. Right from the start, Trump has put forward a bold plan to reshape U.S. trade. His administration has slapped steep tariffs on imports from Canada, Mexico, and China. For example, most goods from Canada and Mexico are now facing a 25% tariff, while energy products get a 10% rate. These tariffs are meant to reduce the U.S. trade deficit and to put pressure on neighboring countries over issues like illegal immigration and drug smuggling. Critics warn that these measures may lead to higher prices for consumers and cause disruptions in supply chains that many industries depend on. 2. Forcing Canada to join the United States as the 51st state. One of Trump's most talked about proposals is his push to bring Canada into the Union as the 51st state. He has repeatedly suggested that Canada should not be left out when it comes to reaping the benefits of American economic strength. This idea goes far beyond trade. Trump sees it as part of a larger vision of American expansion and strengthening U.S. control. Now, how'd Canada and Mexico react? Let's just say they're not sending maple syrup and tacos as thank you gifts. Canada fired back with $100 billion in retaliatory tariffs, targeting everything from Tennessee whiskey to Florida orange juice. Unsurprisingly, leaders in Canada have been quick to dismiss the idea, and public opinion there is overwhelmingly against joining the United States. Deportation of illegal migrants. On the immigration front, Trump is taking a very hard line. His administration has already begun mass deportations. This means more raids on sanctuary cities, and even schools, hospitals, and churches are being targeted to round up illegal immigrants. The goal, according to Trump, is to stop the flow of illegal aliens and drugs into the country. However, these actions have raised serious concerns among communities and businesses that rely on immigrant labor, and they are sparking diplomatic tensions with neighboring countries. Freeze on foreign aid. Another significant move is the decision to freeze U.S. foreign aid. Just days into his term, Trump ordered a 90-day pause on new U.S. development assistance programs. The idea behind this is to review and realign all aid with what he calls American interests. While the administration promises that only programs not benefiting U.S. security or economic goals will be stopped, humanitarian groups and international partners are worried that this move will harm vulnerable populations around the world and damage America's reputation as a global leader in aid. Pulling out from international organizations. In a move that echoes his first term, Trump has again decided to pull the U.S. out of key international organizations. He's already signed orders to exit the World Health Organization and the Paris Climate Agreement. Trump argues that these agreements do not reflect U.S. values and that they burden American taxpayers. Critics say that leaving these organizations will not only isolate the U.S. but also weaken global efforts to tackle health crises and climate change. America First Trade Policy. Trump's administration has also rolled out a comprehensive America First Trade Policy Memorandum. This document directs several federal agencies to investigate what Trump calls unfair trade practices by other countries. The plan is to use every available economic tool, whether it's new tariffs, even doubling tax rates on foreign companies that impose discriminatory taxes, or renegotiating trade agreements, to force other nations to play by U.S. rules. This policy is designed to make American industries more competitive and to force allies and trading partners to change their policies in ways that benefit U.S. interests. Trump's message to Israel on Gaza. Lastly, a very controversial policy move. Trump has told Israel that the U.S. will take over control of Gaza. According to his directive, Palestinians in Gaza are expected to evacuate to neighboring Egypt and Jordan. This strong message is meant to send a signal that the U.S. is willing to reshape the Middle East in line with its own strategic goals. Critics fear that this could further destabilize an already volatile region and damage long-standing alliances. So where does this leave America? On one hand, Trump's base loves the promises made, promises kept vibe. But the rest of the world? They're either furious, terrified, or seizing the moment to ditch the U.S. and cozy up to China. Economists warn this could trigger a recession, inflation, and a lot of "I told you so" tweets. Let me know what you think of these policies in the comments below. Do you see these moves as strengthening America's position, or do they risk isolating the U.S. on the world stage? Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more updates.